1, 2, 3, and... The second coming, I need you in the here and now. Instead of dreaming up a way to spread your name across the world somehow. When you told me you believed in, I wasn't thirsty for revenge. No, I wasn't disappointed much at all, 'cause you'll be back again. If you're moving out to the west, then you'd better learn how to surf. The tide will break in on itself when there are no ghosts to exhume or unearth. If you're gonna do it, then do it. Otherwise you just might lose your nerve. I swear that ocean, it swallowed me fully, and it might have to follow you home. When you wake up in the morning and you hear that awful applause in your freaky deaky napkin, just watch it dissolve. You can seal it in an envelope, tuck it away in your sleeve, but you can't take it to the bank, and you can't take it back.
Thank you.
Surf for Blood show at the basement tonight. Python's the latest out now. Did you guys just do Riot Fest?
We did.
Just Chicago, or did you do all three?
No, we only did Chicago, but we played on the same stage as Guided by Voices, Dinosaur Jr.,
X, Blondie, and Violent Femmes.
Yeah, so we were pretty fortunate.
Did you feel like they're kids or something? Or maybe in some cases they're grandkids? That's a classic lineup.
I wish Bob Pollard was my dad.
Yeah, we looked at the lineup and we were really glad we were playing first on that stage.
So
it's not right.
What was the highlight? If you could pick only one, what was the best?
I think watching Jay Mascis shred
Yeah.
is
As the sun was setting.
as the sun was coming down. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, that was definitely special.
So you didn't see the replacements?
They weren't on our day, unfortunately. We
Oh.
were in and out, but
Oh.
that's a dream show that I've missed. So
We've been kicking ourselves since. Doesn't really seem like they're going to do any more shows. So.
Yeah, well, it's all up to Paul. Well, I'm glad you had that experience. Did you drink with Bob at all?
we had a beer.
Yeah. Now, if
Miller
you're
High.
within like a 20-foot radius of Bob and you have it, we're having a beer with Bob because Bob's
Right.
always having a beer anyway.
That's
so
true.
I
And
might
the
as well
legends-
just join him.
The legends are true. They do have 6 cases of Miller High Life delivered to every show. That's not a joke. So they're in it to win it.
Absolutely. Surfer Blood doing the show at the basement tonight. I was reading that you wrote somewhere around 30 songs for this album.
Mm-hmm.
What was the dividing line between what made the album and what didn't? Because the ratio, I mean, that had to be difficult. You had to leave some behind that you didn't want to, right?
There's a lot of good songs. There may be 1 or 2 rewrites away from being finished. But songs never really finished. I guess we were lucky enough to have a chance to play them all live, and I think that was the deciding factor. There were some songs we played 2 or 3 times live, and we were just thought to ourselves, this can't go on the record. So.
Well, I think that's a good way to choose, though. If it doesn't work live, then put it away. Maybe come back to it at another point.
Yeah, and then, Gil Norton as well was in the studio, large and in charge. So he was kind of...
Yeah. Okay.
He was kind of... it was nice to have, like... I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of complacency within bands where it's like you don't want to tell this person that you spend every single day with that what they're doing is bad, So it's just like, okay, well, yeah, that's cool. We can do that. A lot of that. And then to have like a producer come in and he's like, man, that's just like awful. That's actually it's refreshing to have that. And it's actually...
He didn't say awful.
He didn't
did
use
he?
the word awful.
I mean, he's a British gentleman. I'm sure he put it much more delicately, didn't he?
Eloquently, yeah. He's a very eloquent
in the
man.
beginning.
Now, do you go to Gil if you don't want to tell somebody in the band that their idea is no good? You go to Gil and go, will you kill this idea for me? Or it's not like that, is it?
I mean, he was killing ideas left and right, so we didn't really want
Swatting
to
them like
perpetuate
flies.
that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, his resume is something else. Pixies, Echo and the Bunnymen, Foo Fighters, Throwing Muses. I could go on and on and on. It was great that you guys were able to work with him, and the results speak for themselves. Check out this album, Pythons. We'll talk a little bit more. How about another song, guys? Surfer Blood in the
Sure.
big room.
All right, here's a new one. 1, 2, 3, and... Waiting for the moon to glow inside your window. Say yes or no. I'm feeling the fall line shifting. The cards will shuffle. Now grace and malice ran on everyone. Oh, say yes to me. Say yes to me. I love you dearly, so let me see. With all we've been through, yeah, I'm still here. I'm true blue. There was a time you sang the words all wrong to every song, however long. Whoa, you're biting your tongue now, your voice restraining. This ship is docked, its sails have fallen flat. Oh, say yes to me, say yes to me. I love you dearly, so let me see. The girl I knew is still true blue. I'm true blue. Once I lived my life for the people all around me. Filled myself with doubt. Now we don't have to say we're sorry. No one else can lick their wounds the way I do when I'm with you. When I say that I'm true blue, I hope you know that it's all true. Oh, say yes to me, say yes to me. I love you dearly, so let me see. The girl I knew is still true blue. I'm true blue.
Thank you.
Surf for Blood and the Bigger and Python's out now. You guys spent a lot of time thinking about the vocal parts, right, on this record? I'm hearing you in a stripped-down setting, and it really sounds like that was important to you in this, right?
Well, I think Surfer Blood's always been the kind of band that I think when we started, the whole thing was I wanted to sort of take my love for Beach Boys arrangements and harmonies and sort of couple that with my love for guitars and distorted guitars and all of that. You know, so this record was great because one thing Gil is really good at is pushing you to do things outside of your comfort zone, which is, you know, why TJ's, or Tyler, who's not here, the drummer, his parts are a little bit looser, and why there's more vocal arrangements, because he was like, no, you should harmonize that part. You should arrange a part over that. And I guess that never really occurred to me while we were writing the songs.
So before it was like the song's like, okay, the song's done, let's record it. And he was like, wait a second, he's hearing things in his head. Was it hard for him to impart to you what he was hearing in his head, or did you connect on that level right away?
Well, he's not, you know, he doesn't actually play an instrument, so he'll mouth a part. He'll say, you know, Tom, go, da-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, he does a lot of hand gestures. Like, he would come into the room. Let's say Tyler, for example, was trying to come up with a drum beat over a song, and it just wasn't happening, you know, or none of us really too satisfied with it. He would come into the room and he'd go, Tyler, why don't you just like, and then he'd go silent and he'd move his arms around. And Tyler would just kind of look at him.
He had his own vocabulary bit, I think. I think he liked to say, make it fly.
Yeah. At one point,
a guitar solo.
At one point, I was trying to write a guitar solo, and he was screaming, make it fly, make it fly. And I guess I eventually made it fly. I don't know what that means.
There's also one riff he decided sounded like a bird. So he'd say, play the tweet.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me.
pretty
He
cool,
does
yeah.
not play an instrument. Can he talk to you about things like being in time, not being in time? I mean, is he...
Well, he knows when you're out of key or out of time.
Right.
He can tell that.
He does play bass, actually.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's a bass player.
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, I think
But
after
yeah, he's
this
not.
amount of time,
Yeah.
he definitely knows. Don't get us wrong, he definitely knows what he's doing. It's
Okay.
just kind of
So I was going to say, he's
Yeah.
kind of been faking his way through this for the last 30 years.
We're all faking in some way. Or
Now,
another.
you brought up the Beach Boys. The recording studio was actually used for Pet Sounds. Is that true?
That is true. The studio next door to where we're recording was where Pet Sounds was recorded.
Wow.
So, you know, that's pretty magical. I mean...
Did you go looking for Brian Wilson, hoping that he was still there? I mean, it's entirely
We
possible he never left.
We turned on the TV one day when, like, the backstage lounge, and there just happened to be a Beach Boys documentary on. It was a really weird moment when they're, like, showing pictures of them recording Pet Sounds and just, like, looking to our left and, like, looking back to the TV. Like, what?
Yeah, I was trying to find grains of sand in the room, because apparently he had, like, sandboxes built in the studio. So he could
I'd
put his
believe
bare
that.
feet.
I
Yeah.
totally believe him sitting in the sandbox.
It's amazing, though, because, I mean, the room is, like, you know, a fraction of the room that we're in right now, which if you're not here, it's not a very large room at all. And he had, you know, I don't know, 16 people in there just doing live takes.
A lot of
It's
magic
incredible.
in that room.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now, was there like some Michael Jackson connection to that facility as well? Did I
Yeah,
read that?
they have his Neve console there. They had like it's like one of the biggest Neve consoles ever built. And
It's actually two Neve consoles kind of sewn together. So it's
Now, the Neve there's a famous Neve that was sort of the centerpiece of Dave Grohl's Sound City documentary as well.
Yeah.
So it's the same board or similar?
Similar, much bigger.
Did you get to use it?
No, that was in Studio 1. So there's 3 studios. Studio 1 is where, like, you know, Justin Bieber plays ping pong. And then Studio 2 is where we recorded. And then Studio 3 is just kind of like this really small.
Yeah, I think Frank Ocean was in there at the same time. So
Frank Ocean.
know.
Huh?
So that was cool.
Wow.
Incredible.
Well, a lot going on. Surfer Blood is here. They are playing the basement tonight. The album Pythons out now. How about another song? We'll turn you guys loose. Thanks so much for coming in
All
today.
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Demon dance, guys.
1, 2, 3.
A word has weight when it rings true. There's nothing I can hold you to. The hounds of hell need love and care. The hounds need organs and limbs to tear. You and me are apples and trees. Don't fall far from me. Like a Pentecostal choir on Sunday, I could suck the venom out of your bones. Come on in and let me connect to the server. I could be the one who cuts down the overgrowth. A word has weight when it rings true. It comes to you. Some secrets you should never tell. They'll feed you to the hounds of hell. You and me are apples and trees. Don't fall far from me. Like a Pentecostal choir on Sunday, I can suck the venom out of your bones. Come on in and let me collect on my winnings. I could be the one who puts you back on the throne. Apologies, we could demon dance tonight. Teeth is white as snow in the vertigo, caked in phosphorescent light. And the apples are as sweet in the nosebleed seats. Like a Pentecostal choir on Sunday, I can suck the venom out of your bones. Come on, Raven, let me collect all my winnings. I could be the one who puts you back. La-di-da-di-dum, ba-dum-bum, da-dee-dee-dee. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Surfer Blood, basement tonight, CD102.5 show. The album Python's out now. Thanks again, fellas. That was great.
Thank you.
We
Thanks for
appreciate you
having us.
coming in.
Yeah.
Doors open anytime. Thanks for being a great audience. One more time for Surfer Blood.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
We return things now to Control Central.